I made 100% on SOFI, and here's how. We always start on a higher time frame. On your screen, you're going to see the daily SOFI chart. I mark my levels, typically previous day low. Sometimes it's the bottom of a range. In this case, it was previous day low. Then we take a look at the intraday chart the next day. Since we opened up underneath my level of 1897, that previous day low, what I'm looking for is a break and retest of pre-market low. However, in this scenario, I missed the retest because there wasn't a true retest, and I really don't enter when we get close. I want to be perfectly on the pre-market low, at least as close as I possibly can. So what you're going to see is price breaks pre-market low, it closes, and then the next candle, we come pretty close to pre-market low, so I should have entered here. However, I missed it, and instead of FOMOing in, I waited for another entry. That other entry is a tap of the 9 EMA. So price broke pre-market low. The second candle came somewhat close, within 20 cents, so I could have entered there. However, it just wasn't close enough, and I really love entering right on my level. So since it didn't retest VWAP or the 9 EMA perfectly, I waited. I didn't want to get faked out. I stayed patient and looked for another possible entry. As I was watching price action, price continued to go lower, so I started feeling some emotions creeping in and thinking, oh man, I missed it, it's over. I have to go on to the next day or look for a different stock. However, I stayed patient and just kept observing. This is when we had two candles come up and test both the 9 EMA as well as VWAP. This right here is exactly where I entered. Since I missed the level entry, because there really wasn't one, and I just wanted to keep my capital safe, I waited to see if we would come back to the 9 EMA and then continue lower. As you can see, we're forming somewhat of a trend line up towards the EMA and VWAP, and then this red candle here is exactly where I entered. I ended up riding price action all the way down to 100% at the bottom here, and I cut the rest of my runners as soon as we closed above the 9 EMA.